You pledged your life to serve. You made sacrifices, lost loved ones. At VA, we don't see the falls you've taken. We see the 1,000 times you've stood back up. We embrace your uniqueness and won't trivialize your hardships. We can't promise to heal all wounds or wash away all. You pledged your life to serve. You made sacrifices, lost loved ones. At VA, we don't see the falls you've taken. We see the 1,000 times you've stood back up. We embrace your uniqueness and won't trivialize your hardships. We can't promise to heal all wounds or wash away all trauma, but we do see a path forward. We see all veterans. We see you. Learn how treatment works and recovery is possible. Visit maketheconnection.net.
Welcome to tonight's broadcast of Ripon Tiger Football on the Ripon Channel 987 and 93.1 FM and AM 1600 WRPN, your hometown station. Tonight's game is being brought to you by Ace Hardware in Ripon and Wautoma, Alliance Laundry Systems, Cliffs Tire and Battery, Diedrich Agency, Hillside Dental and Associates, Ripon Area School District, Silver Creek Dentistry and Orthodontics, Webster's Marketplace, and the Hometown Broadcasting, your hometown station. I'm Marty Ernster working solo tonight. We're getting ready for some more Ripon High School football. Tonight's opponent, the Cougars of Campbellsport. They're out on the field right now, still warming up, as are the Ripon Tigers. We're about 3 minutes away from the playing of the national anthem, and then the game will soon go from there. The matchup is an interesting one tonight. Both teams come in with identical 2-2 records, and when you look at like opponents, you see two of them. You see Lemira and you see Waupun. In the Lemira matchup, Ripon, that's their second game of the season at Lemira on a very chilly evening. And it never was a game. Lemira came out at the beginning. Everything was steamrolling in their direction, and Ripon never was able to get comfortable and get into the contest. On the other hand, when Lemira opened up the season the week before with Campbellsport, the final score was 18-0. So that tells me right there that the Campbellsport defense seems somewhat competitive, to say the very least. And when you look at the Waupun game, Ripon's offense outperformed the Campbellsport offense in terms of the Waupun Ball Club. So what does that tell us? I'm not sure, but if there's any type of a clue or an indication, something that I'll be looking for tonight setting up here in the press box at the 45-yard line, it's going to be the Campbellsport defense. If the Ripon offense can move the ball, move the chains, and come away with some points, I like the host team, the Ripon Tigers, coming away with a victory. But if that stingy defense for Campbellsport comes and brings their A game tonight, it could be a really low-scoring, close contest. And anyway, from an entertainment point of view, that might be just a good high school game under the Friday night lights to be viewing. We're about 90 seconds away from the playing of the national anthem. And I want to talk about the way that I think the defense for the Ripon Tigers has really stepped up, I felt, the last couple of weeks. They came alive against Mayville when Mayville came in at the time undefeated and was just destroying opponents. And they got off to a slow start, the Ripon team, and they got scored on immediately. But then that defense all of a sudden took a can of spinach and did a Popeye on Mayville and actually scored on them, tied the game, went up with a safety, which was outstanding, and led 9-7 for the rest of the game, going right up until the very end of the third quarter. And then that was when things got out of hand, and Mayville was able to show their mettle, if you will, and come away with a victory. But then last week you look at that game as well, and with Waupun, Ripon retains the little brown jug, and I thought both sides of the line of scrimmage were controlled by Ripon for about 85% of the game. So they came away with a nice victory, and I think anytime a Ripon team beats Waupun in anything, it's a good day if you're a Ripon Tiger fan. We're seconds away from the anthem. Both teams are getting together. Ripon's lining up, and there's a last coaching instruction and a bunch of Cougar Campbellsport players at the goal line down at the other end. So we're going to get ready and hesitate here just momentarily for the playing of the anthem. We'll get the introduction from the press box just down from us, and then we'll get going with the kickoff. So it sounded like, if I heard it correctly, Ripon won the toss but deferred, I believe, to Campbellsport. So right there, Coach Bradley, who I might want to add, his assistants, Adam Downs, Jeff Krentz, Chris Meeker, Jason Babbage, David Soda, Jason Wickstrom. Great job. Now the playing of the anthem. And, of course, with the protocols with COVID, usually it's a tape played of the anthem, so you would expect nothing than the best when it comes to the quality of the instrumentation of the playing of the national anthem. It's sunny. And 2 days ago, I was on the golf course working on the fairway, planting grass seed, and all of a sudden I had 4 inches of snow around me. And now we have sun shining, and it got up to around 60 both yesterday and today. So it's nice, perfect football weather, particularly for the viewers and the players like that. Also tonight, I want to remind you or let you know if you didn't know, it is, I believe, senior night tonight for the Ripon Tigers. So those special group of players are down at the end zone, and they are going to be introduced individually as they come through the gauntlet of their fellow teammates. So, but it's interesting looking at the lineup, the roster for Campbellsport. I saw only 2 seniors. And what I find so interesting about that, I think most people that follow high school football through the years will agree that generally there's a sort of a mantra out there. You win with seniors. Well, the Campbellsport Cougars are trying to show that maybe that's not necessarily the case. They suit up about 11 juniors, followed by 10 sophomores, and then a bunch of freshmen. And, of course, the upperclassmen will tell you freshmen don't know anything. But, yeah, they're at the 45-yard line now, Campbellsport, and they're going to do those introductions, and then we'll get underway. But before that, I think I'll read some ads here while we got a little bit of downtime prior to the kickoff. Silver Creek. At Silver Creek Dentistry and Orthodontics, you can always trust us when it comes to your smile. Full-service dental care with the best technology available for your strong, beautiful, and healthy smile. That's Silver Creek Dentistry. And then let's go to Webster's. Marketplace is proud to be your locally owned and operated grocery store since 1987 with an in-store bakery, full production deli, fresh meat department with an in-store smokehouse. We look forward to serving you. Webster's Marketplace, Highway 23 West in Ripon. So back to this contest, if you just are tuning in now, and there's different ways to do it. We're live streaming, which, of course, if you can't be at the game, is the best way. And then we have the radio stations, both the FM 93.1 and then AM 1600 WRPN, your hometown station. And then finally, 987, Channel 987 Ripon, we do a delayed broadcast at a later date. So we have all different types of modes that you can be checking in on this contest. And hopefully it'll be a successful one for the Ripon Tigers tonight. So we're getting those introductions of the seniors, and I think that's just great. I don't know who played, if you viewers out there and listeners played high school football, I'll guarantee you remember that final game or one of those final games of your high school career when you were introduced on senior night, and it meant a lot emotionally. I know it did to a lot of players, if not most or all. And so they're being introduced right now. And there's a lot of good ones, too. You got Garrett Jennings. You got Grant Schneider. You got Isaac Downey, Casey Brown, Ben Meeker, Jose Rubio, who couldn't play due to the leg injury from the scrimmage, Aaron Sosha, Dwight Kaler. You have Yasin Hernandez. Let me see. I'm going to get them all, folks. Sam Yeomans, boy, we called that name out a lot this season. Garrett Brisky, number 77. These guys they play their hearts out. Nico Hines, another guy with a leg injury, and Louis Garcia. Congratulations to those young men, those seniors, and leadership both on the field and off, and that's what it's all about. When you're in the huddle, you got your back to the wall, it's 4th and 1. You generally go to the seniors to get you through it. And so we're just moments away from the kickoff. As I said earlier, Ripon evidently won the toss and deferred to the visiting Cougars of Campbellsport. The field, they christened it this year. Now, it was put in last summer. And the problem was, of course, with all the stuff going on with COVID, that didn't materialize in terms of that field being broken in by the college, the Redhawks, and the Tigers last fall. So it's happening this season. Truncated season for the Tigers, a 7-game season, mostly with flyway opponents, but quality football teams for sure. And when you look at Fond du Lac Springs, winner of state championship a year ago, and then you look at teams like Lamira, Omro. Ripon hasn't played Omro, but Omro, I believe, is undefeated. When Lamira and Omro, if they lock horns, look out, hide everybody, and just peek through the curtains, because it's going to be Vietnam, I think, on steroids. So anyway, Ripon goes back. They're on the field finally, and they're going to be the kicking team. Very familiar face, Grant Schneider, number 15, one of those seniors we mentioned earlier, has made his presence known at the linebacking as well as tight end position. And he's got a great leg, especially when I look at a small town, a rural town with a small program. He's got a big foot. And here we go, folks. And there's the kick. And it goes down to the left, and I believe just out of bounds inside the 5, if you can believe that. Now, if you've been following these games, when it does go out of bounds, it always goes right to left. He's very consistent with that. So the bad news for the Tigers is great field position to start by Campbellsport. It's generally brought out to, I think, the 35 or 40-yard line due to the out of bounds kick. Let's see where they spot it. I know in the pros, of course, it's on the 40, and in the high school, I guess it's the pros too. High school and pros, it's at the 40-yard line. Right away, it makes for a short field for this Campbellsport offense to get underway. And here we go. Ripon comes out in their very familiar 4-3 defense. They're running twin wings, single back formation, tight end up the right side. That's number 17 that gets the handoff. Pretty good job of corralling by the Tigers. That's number 17. That was, I believe, Hayden Fleshman. He is a 140-pound, 6-foot sophomore. He gets 4. We talked about, when Howard's here with me, we talked about if you can get 4 on 1st and 10, you win first down. 2nd and 6, they line same tight formation. Double wing, single back. Quarterback under center. No motion. Hesitation, sweep around the left side. That's the number 13, Cole Kane, running back. Another sophomore, 160-pounder. Good enough for a first down. They've entered Ripon territory all the way down to the 47-yard line. So in 2 plays, they've moved the ball about 13 yards. 1st and 10. Quarterback is Mitchell McCarty. He's another sophomore, 195-pounder. What's with these sophomores? Super sophomores. Off the left side, number 27, fumble, and I believe into the hands of Grant Schneider, the senior defensive man. Yes, it is. He caught it in the air. Oh, my. Joseph Gardner, the running back, the junior, coughed it up on his spin move. Grant Schneider was right there, and the recipient of catching that fumble in the air. My goodness. So just like that, when the chains are moving and things going very much in Campbellsport direction, a turnover. Ripon offense comes out. They'll take over on their own 44-yard line. Great field position for the Tigers as they hustle out of their snap out of their huddle. I like that, by the way. I think it sends a message to everybody on both sides of the line. Motion. And our sophomore is back. Straight drop back, play action pass. He's got his man beat. Overthrew him. Oh, my. That was number 11, Garrett Jennings, and that was intended receiver was for Nico Hines. Hey, I'm not making that up. Nico Hines back for his first game. What a great call. Just a little too much distance on the pass. Play action. I loved it because they had number 3, Noah Olson, in motion on the fake handoff going wide sweep. And you got to get a little more air under it. Just let the receiver run underneath. But great to see Nico Hines back on the field. We get motion from who else? Who else is that? That's Cameron Hahn. Cameron Hahn, the big junior, who's done a lot of the work this season between the tackles. And he got marginal success on that with 2, brings up 3rd and long. Gannon Stelmacher's done a good job also. But it's nice to see 2 new running backs. I didn't get a chance to talk to Coach Bradley tonight, so I would have had a little more information to share with you. So it's all new to me as well as it is to the viewers and listeners. Quick drop back, overthrew Schneider, the intended receiver, out of the slot position. So bringing up 4th and long, it'll probably be a game of field position, Ripon back to punt. So they weren't able to capitalize on the fumble recovery by Schneider. Both teams now have had one possession. Neither one has fumbled the ball away, the visitors, Campbellsport, and the other was held in check by the defense. Back to get the snap. It's a good snap. End over end kick, and it brought in at the 21. He makes the first man miss. He looks to his left. I believe that's 13. Cole Kane, the running back, the sophomore we saw earlier in that first offensive series by the Cougars. Drive with confidence all season long. Get ready for your next road trip adventure with Goodyear tires from Cliffs Tire and Battery, West Fond du Lac Street in Ripon. Four-man front, talked in pregame about the Ripon defense. Well, they're going to meet a formidable counterpart defense tonight. We saw what they did earlier to the Ripon offense. Though Ripon had them beat on that first play, it would have been 6 for sure. Just overthrew their target. Underneath center, same formation. Too tight, double wing, quick pitch to the right. Ooh, someone's reaching in on that ball. Team tackled, and that's number 27. Well, I'll tell you what, give credit to the coach. He went right back to the young man, I believe, that coughed it up to begin with. Number 27, Joseph Gardner, the 5'10", 165-pound junior. Went right back to the kid, got back on the horse. Brings up 2nd and about short 7. No score underway here in the first quarter at Inglesfield in Ripon. Fake dive, then the quick handoff to go wide right. Ripon defense, great pursuit. Good job by 72. You know who that is if you follow Ripon football. Sam Yeomans, one of those seniors. Talk about leading by example. Another guy that had a great game against Waupun and retaining that little brown jug was Kai Agamite. Had a couple of sacks and I think maybe a fumble recovery or something in the first half. He really was active. See if he can do that again today. 3rd and long. Straight drop back, pressure being felt, a lot of pressure being felt. In fact, very unceremoniously dropped for a huge loss, folks. Coming in from that right side, and I see the 0. I'm looking to get that other number, and I can't tell if that was 80. I believe it might have been 80. And if it was, that would make sense. Caleb Hopp, the junior, who really had a good game as well the last 2 games. Great job. So field position right now is looking in favor of the Tigers. Neither offense has been able to get untracked here. We're 8 minutes remaining in the first quarter in this scoreless game. Good snap. Sort of a sideways brought in by Stellmacher at the 45, gets room down to the right. Did a good job. Great job, Gannon Stellmacher. Puts his teammates, his offensive unit, in good position into Campbellsport territory. About a 15-yard, maybe even a little more return. Good job. So that ball being placed at about the 43-yard line of Campbellsport. Ripon comes out, very familiar, double wing, motion by Stellmacher. Fake handoff goes up the middle to who, you know who. Going to establish Coach Wickstrom, offensive coordinator, assistant, wants to establish the inside presence as we see Cameron Hahn getting up with a little hitch in his get-along. He stays in the huddle. Jennings gets the play from the coach. Hopefully that's something Hahn can walk off. Brings up, after no gain, 2nd and 10. Motion by Stellmacher again. Reversed to Noah Olson, who came back on the counter the other way up inside the A-gap to the right for about 1.5 yards. Once again, Ripon, for the second time they've had possession of the ball, is faced with a 3rd and long situation. Jennings, number 11. Remember, this is the senior quarterback that had not played really since maybe even pre-middle school. I kid you not. He's done a good job. Coach Bradley likes to talk about him when he brags about him, about calm under pressure. Scott Olson, a bit of a dart, and he would have had the easy first down. So Ripon in their passing game has had opportunities, but they haven't been able to get that pitch and catch down in terms of the chemistry. Been a little overthrown ball. So it brings up fourth, and Ripon with an opportunity to put them deep inside their 20 with a well-placed punt. We'll see what they do. Fourth and about 9, 8.5, if you will. Oh, we get a whistle. We get a running into the punter here, but the play never took place, I believe. Let's see what we got. Did we see a flag? Let's wait. Yeah, they're going to call illegal motion against Ripon. Bring it back 5 yards. You got 6 minutes and 35 seconds remaining in this scoreless game. Ripon at home against the visiting Cougars of Campbellsport. So I kind of was guessing, looking at scores and numbers, and if you like that part of the game, trying to make sense out of things, I felt that the Campbellsport defense would be key. If the Ripon offense could be successful, they might be able to get out with a win. There's the snap. There's the punt. A bit of a spiral, and it's going to go. He had to take it at the 3. Great kick, and turns out to be good moves. Great maneuver by the running back. Didn't get his number yet, and he took it from about the 2 or 3 yard line out to, I believe, just around the 15 or inside the 15-yard line. Great job by the punt team on the execution. So the 5-yard illegal procedure did not hurt them, Ripon. They're going to take over Campbellsport, 1st and 10. Like I said, ball just inside their own 15. We'll call it the 14. I'm Marty Ernster going solo tonight. I say solo. No, I got a whole bunch of guys to my left with cameras and all kinds of gadgets making this thing happen. Great way to close the door. Wow, the left end just crashed down, or the left tackle crashed down on a great individual effort. Schneider helped clean up just in case, but he didn't need it. I think that was Kai Agamite, but I'm not sure. Great job. Got less than a yard out of that. We'll call it 2nd and about and a long 9. He's short of the 15. That's your job as a defense. Make it a long situation. If they can do the job here, make it 3rd and long. But first things first, if you're Ripon. They're blitzing right up the middle. Fake handoff, play action pass looking deep to the left. Overthrew his intended target. Kind of sailed on the quarterback. I believe that was intended for number 84, Caleb Smith, a tight end, a freshman. Forgive me if I'm wrong on some of these numbers. They're yellow numbers against a white jersey with the sun shining on them at a distance, and they're not really highlighted particularly well. Probably better when it gets darker. 3rd and long. Ripon defense has them where they want them. Can they do it again to make him punt? Up, conservative play up to the right side. Spin move, he's going to get the first, has the first. Very animated runner. And that's number 27 again. I love it. A lot of individual effort. The initial hole was there off the right side, too. Don't want to shortchange the offensive side of the line, the right side for them. That was number 27, Joseph Gardner. He's that junior. And he got him out of a hole on 3rd and long, and the defense for the Tigers let him out of the hole. They run that tight formation. That usually is power football, misdirection coming around the right, and the fake handoff. That time it was marginalized with his success. That handoff went to number 12, Joseph Nerett. He's a junior, 180-pounder. Brings up 2nd and long again. The game is scoreless. We're about 4 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in the first quarter. It's scoreless. Ripon is entertaining the visitors of Campbellsport at Ingalls Field on a nice spring evening. 2nd and long. Off the left side, he gets positive yards. It's going to bring up a 3rd and a short situation. Power football. Offensive line starting to show a little bit of their abilities here against that Ripon defense. It's going to make it 3rd and about 2 for Campbellsport to keep the drive alive. Hasn't been a lot of first downs by the teams here. We got our big fella, number 75 for the Tigers, Grayson Thacker. He blew a tire. He lost his shoe, the junior, so he has to come out for a play. Another opportunity here on 3rd down for the Tigers to hold them. Crossbuck right up to the right side, 1st down. Who else do you go to? The man that's gotten you the positive yards, and that's number 27 again for Campbellsport. Joseph Gardner moves the chains again for his teammates. Ripon's going to have to start thinking about where number 27 is, because he's the guy doing the majority of the damage here in the first quarter here tonight at Ripon. Scoreless contest, as I said earlier. Double wing, 2 tight, single back, under center, straight up the left side, breaks it to the left, 27. Gets really good quality yardage as we get a flag on the play. About a 5-yard gain. I'll wait and see what they're going to do. I'm not going to venture a guess, but it looks like now he's pointing, the official that made the call, pointing to the offense. Yep. And it's going to be a penalty of the, I believe, the holding variety. I was looking at my notes, so I didn't see the official sign, but it was a 10-yarder, so safe to say from where the point of the infraction took place. So it's still 1st down. That's the good news if you're Campbellsport. The bad news is you got to go about 17 yards at least now. Here we go with 3 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Campbellsport Ripon scoreless. Campbellsport looking on 1st and 17. Roll out right by the quarterback. Overthrows his target. That's number 15, the QB, Mitchell McCarty. He's had 2 passing attempts unofficially and has not delivered on either one. His counterpart, Jennings for the Tigers, same thing. On a first play of the game on offense, when they got, well, not the first play, but their first offensive series, on play action pass to Stelmacher, found a guy we hadn't seen this season for Ripon, Nico Hines, a speedster, a senior, but he overthrew him for 6 points. Here we go. 2nd and long, 2nd and 17. Up the right side again, handoff, spin move, 27. I feel like I'm repeating myself. Joseph Gardner, I think Ripon defense is starting to figure out, hey, maybe we better keep track of this dude. He's pretty good at what his craft is. He got about 4 out of that, I'm going to say. Brings up a roughly, let's call it 3rd and a long 12, 3rd and a short 13. Your preference. Probably 12 if you're a Campbellsport fan. Going off that left side, this time it's Joseph Narrett. Breaks it off to the outside. He's going to be short of the 1st down marker. He'll bring up 4th. He did enter Ripon territory. Let's see where they spot him. It's still a pretty good distance and real estate to get that 1st down. They're lining up punt right now, and it is a game of field position with 2:19 remaining in the first scoreless quarter between Ripon and Campbellsport. Snap is a high one, but he was able to bring it in. Going for a block, couldn't get there. High towering punt, has to get away. Whoa! If you're Ripon, you better know where that ball is. 26, Ben Meeker. If you don't know where it is, run perpendicular to the field. You don't want that to touch you. So Ripon will take over, but on a nice boot, and that was into the wind, by the way. That was not wind aided whatsoever. So Ripon will have their offense out there. So in this game of field position here to start this game in the first quarter, now the edge has gone to Campbellsport because they at one point had the ball at their own 3 and were able to get out of that hole. And now they've got Ripon backed up inside their own 20 on 1st and 10 with 2:05 remaining. Handoff off the left side. That's Stelmacher. Boy, let me tell you, did they attack on the line. Number 64 came from behind and only dragged him down from there. Colton Schnodrow, but he was headed off by about 4 white jerseys. Marginal gain. 2nd and long. They really fly off the ball. The best team I've seen this year come off the snap defensively, of course, is Lamira. They attack, take no prisoners. They all got bald heads because they play like their hair is on fire, so I can't believe anybody has any left. Straight drop back to the right. It's almost like he kind of was breaking it out to the right. That's Kai Agamite. And that was about a 25-yard effort. But good coverage on that. So it is the Campbellsport defense. They're better than formidable. They're good. Brings up 3rd and long. Once again, Ripon in search of a first down. 3rd and about 9. 1:22 remaining in the first quarter. Motion. Noah Olson, double reverse, tried to break it out. That's going nowhere. In fact, it'll be for a loss. They weren't fooled. The penetration to get into the backyard of Ripon blew the play up. So while it was initially handed off to Stellmarker to the right, Noah Olson on the counter, reverse coming back the other way, he had 2 white jerseys waiting for him, just licking their chops. So they lost about 5 yards on the play. Ball's on their own 11, but with the punt, the ball will be punted from inside their own 5. Got to hope if you're Ripon, they get off a good kick here. And it's end over end, not particularly good. Get a roll, a bounce, a little bit. The ball's going to end up, when it's all done and settled, about the 44-yard line of Ripon. So it'll be a short field for the Cougars. Both teams, it's been the defenses, respective defenses, keeping both opposing offenses in check so far in this scoreless contest. Under 30 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Hillside Dental Associates and Ripon have been offering complete range of premium dental care for over 35 years, including preventative hygiene, cosmetic, and restorative procedures, along with Invisalign and sedation dentistry. That's Hillside Dental. That's right up the hill in Ripon. So the Ripon defense is out there waiting for them to come out of their snap. Like I said, it's spotted at the 44-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Cougars to come out in that tight formation. Double wing, double tight, single backs. The quarterback, Mitchell McCarty, comes under center. No shotgun. We haven't seen that. And it's all about the run game with them because they're 0-2 on passing attempts, and quite frankly, they haven't been real good efforts on the aerial attack. And with their running game headed up by number 27, Gardner, I can see why. Speaking of which, end around to the right side. Boy, can he skip and move, and that's a different running back this time, I think. Didn't get his number, but he sure can act like a water bug when he's got the pigskin in his hands, and that was number 13. And that would have been Cole Kane, and that's a sophomore, 5'10", 160-pounder. So a good effort on 1st and 10, about a 5-yard gain, puts it inside the 39, about the 39-yard line of Ripon. 2nd and 5, 19 seconds remaining in the first quarter of this scoreless game. Campbellsport looking for a first down here. Off to the left side, that's their guy. What a lane, what explosion, one guy to beat. And boy, he saved the touchdown. That was Stellmacher, the junior, saves the touchdown of that nice balanced Joseph Gardner, a balanced runner, an explosive runner. He sees a quick lane, and when he turns upfield, he's gone. You better get groups over there to go after this guy because one-on-one is very tough. A very electrifying type of runner. We're at the end of the first quarter. We're going to break away right now. We'll be back in about 30 seconds. You're listening to Ripon High School Football on the Ripon channel and 93 FM and AM 1600 WRPN. Welcome back to tonight's broadcast of Ripon Tiger Football. And if you just joined us, it's the beginning of the second quarter in a scoreless game. Campbellsport at Ripon, but Campbellsport driving right now. It's 1st and 10 on the 15 of Ripon. The center, Mitchell McCarty's underneath center, waiting for the snap. He's got it off the left side to his favorite running back. That's number 27, Joseph Gardner. The 5'10", 165-pound junior plays pretty fast and plays much bigger, I think. He's got great feet, good balance, which is definitely a must if you have a quality back, certainly in high school. And he has all those attributes, it would appear. He got 5 yards on 1st and 10, and right now they seem to be winning the battle up front. While they haven't broken off a lot of long runs, they're certainly starting to get more and more bigger chunks. Motion to the right. He gives it the fake to the motion man and then goes up the middle. You know, I take that back. I guess he did hand it off. I wasn't sure. I thought the motion man was 13. That was Cole Kane off to the right side. And then he's very crafty. The quarterback, Mitchell McCarty, he stood there like, hey, I'm disinterested after the fake handoff, and I think he, you know what? I think he gave it to the second man through, and I missed it. It's 1st and 4. I'm sorry. The ball on the 4th, so it's 1st and goal. Looking for the first points of the game off the left side to his mainstay, and he's close to a touchdown, and in fact, folks, there's the first points of the game, and that's by number 27 off the left side, Joseph Gardner, at the 10:46 mark, early in the second minute of the second quarter. They go up 6-0. Remember, this is a team in the first game of the season that fought stubbornly with Lamira, one of the powerhouses this season. 18-0, they were shut out. So they're lining up for two. Either don't have a kicker or they like what their running game is doing. Let's see. Goes back to pass. Throws it out to the wing on a swing pass, and he is popped. Hello, good morning, Merry Christmas. How you doing? Quentin Steffens, the D lineman, the junior, said, you know what? You might have a good spin move, but I got a big hunk of hit here for you. Wow. That was bouncing off the wall. Hello. Well, he now got a full throttle to find out if all the equipment he's wearing tonight is securely attached. So at the 10:46 mark, after a failed point after, it's 6-0. Cougars on top of Ripon. It'll be Ripon's opportunity now. They've had the ball at least 3 times prior to, have not been able to move the ball. And they're going to get a chance now here early in the second quarter. Both teams come in with 2-2 records. So with 2 more games to go after tonight, that certainly would be something, put you in a good situation to go in the last 2 games with a winning record. Next week, it's going to be Saturday, May 1st, folks, at 12 noon kickoff. St. Mary's Springs comes to Ripon. I believe I'm doing that game with Bruce, but I don't know anymore. I just show up and say, aim me, give me my headset, and let's go. Load the wagon, smack the mules. Speaking of which, a short kick. It's bobbled, though, so it worked out very favorably. Nico Hines with it, making out of it what he can. What a great lean that was. So here's a kid that we've seen in 2 plays now this season. If you remember him last season, he was the speedster on the team. Noah Olson has taken over that. The sophomore, number 3, has done a lot of the speed work to the outside for the Tigers with the absence of Nico Hines. And guess what? Nico's coming over to the sidelines. They said, Nico, stay on out there. So the senior gets an opportunity to play some ball. It's going to be 1st and 10 with the ball on Ripon's own 22-yard line, 10:37 remaining in the first half. Ripon Tigers trailing the Cougars after they just scored 6-0. Nico Hines in motion, too many guys in motion. That's going to go against the Tigers, I believe, for 5-yard penalty. It is. Motion was illegal. They used to call it illegal procedure. Now it's less syllables. So 1st and 15, as if Ripon needed that against this quality sound defense of Campbellsport. They attack. pretty effectively all across from one end to the other. Jennings gets the play from the coach. He goes out there and say, okay, guys, here's the play for 1st and 15. Schneider out wide. Motion, Olsen. They go up to the right with no success. That was 34, I believe, Cameron Hahn with no success at all. In fact, lost a little bit on that. So instead of second and, it was 1st and 15, now it's 2nd and 17, loss of 2. That defense is dictating the pace of this game right now for the Cougars. Early in the game, in the first offensive possession to start the game by Campbellsport, their running back, their stud running back, number 27, Joseph Gardner, coughed it up to Grant Schneider, but Ripon couldn't do anything with it. Motion Nico Hines, and he's flying down the sidelines. But it's a clear out instead to number 80 for the Tigers. Gets back some of that lost yardage and some of the original yardage. That went to number 80, I believe. Caleb Hopp, I think, was the recipient. Throws a nice strike, Jennings does. It's still 3rd down, but a very makeable at about, let's call it 3rd and about 5. Ball is spotted at their own 27. They started on their own 22, but then lost yards on that with a penalty and then a tackle for a 2-yard loss. 3rd and 5. Big opportunity to get the first down of the game here. Throws it out to Olsen. He drops the ball. So Olsen is trying to complain to the ref that he got hit after he dropped the ball, but ref won't have anything. It was a gentlemanly bump, let's say, a wrap. You just got to do your job, catch the ball, and I think you were probably off to the races for at least a first down. Ripon realizing with a marginal success on the ground, they're starting to spread their offense and trying to attack the defense for Campbellsport through the air. They've had a couple drop passes here. Now they're punting with the ball on their own 27. Got another flag. What's going on here, folks? High, but not too far. But it's going to be, nope, he thought about fielding it and smartly let it go. It goes to the 35-yard line of Campbellsport. Let's see what the flag is. I think it's against Ripon. Ripon seems a little out of sorts here. You know, we've gotten about at least three illegal procedure calls, illegal motion calls. And Campbellsport's going, you know what? Let's take it. Let's move him back 5 yards and make him kick it again. Campbellsport's gotten pretty close to the punter a couple of times already in this very low-scoring affair. Exactly 9 minutes remaining here in the game at Ingalls Field in Ripon. We'll try it again. Ball spotted at the 22 this time. Gets it away, and it's going to be much better success. He's going to have the ball in Ripon territory, but he stumbles. It's going to be right spotted, probably right around the 50. Had too many choices, left or right or straight. He did neither. So they're going to take over exactly on the 50-yard line. So that's about a 15-yard improvement for Campbellsport by accepting the penalty. So we get an injured player while we're attending to that. The Ripon Area School District celebrates its students, staff, and parents for rising to the challenges of this school year. We are so proud of all of you and your continued efforts to keep each other safe and for working with us to provide as many opportunities for our students as possible during this unprecedented time. Thank you to our Ripon community for your continued support of your school district. Together, Ripon roars, go Tigers. So, didn't get the number, but the Tiger is being attended to. I'm thinking it might be a lower extremity, an ankle kind of thing, foot kind of thing being looked at. And we got our side view camera working up on here too at the press box. So it's what you do when these injuries occur, you get a free timeout. And I generally like to have a coach over there talking to my players that's not involved with the other coaches, and that's number 41 for the Tigers being helped off the field. Ivan Williams, he's a junior. He's a defensive back, plays end as well. So he's shook up. Looks like he's got a bad foot there, a bad limp. Hard to play sports when you got a bad wheel. Hopefully it's not of the serious nature. We'll find out later. Number 26 is going to come out here defensively. Ben Meeker, he's the senior defensive back, probably his replacement. 1st and 10 right on the 50-yard line for the Cougars. 8:51 remaining in the first half. They lead 6-0. Fake up the middle, fake end, and then the end around, and that was sniffed out. Wow, they took a page out of Campbellsport's book. Great job by number 52 for the Tigers. Alex Button, been saying his name now 3 games in a row. The first 2 games of this season, I wasn't calling his name too much, or Howard wasn't anyway, but he's really figuring things out and doing a great job as displayed right there. That results in about a 4-yard or 5-yard loss. 2nd and 15. Tigers are now trying to assert their own defensive efforts. You know who you're going to watch. If 27, you got to know where he is at all times. He gets the ball off the right-hand side. We got a flag on the play. He picks his way to get back that original loss on 1st and 10 of about 5 yards. But we have a flag, like I said earlier. So number 27, Joseph Gardner, who has great feet, really sees well, great peripheral vision. Don't ask me to say that again, please. And that's going to go against the second holding penalty against Campbellsport. Takes them all the way back to the 40. Remember, this drive following the Ripon punt started right on the 50-yard line. So mistakes, particularly by Ripon, but Campbellsport now with 2 holding calls themselves. 2nd and 20, just under 8 minutes in the first half. Campbellsport up 6-0. Quick pitch right. Kick out lead block, but Schneider says, hello, number 27. Papa Bear just came in with the big bear hug and whipped him down. Great job by 15, the senior. He was first team all-conference in basketball, I remind you. So he's a dual athlete. Great job, back-to-back losses. Tigers now asserting their defense. Someone said something on the sidelines. This defense for the Tigers is now gone back-to-back plays with huge plays, big losses, tackle for losses. 3rd and 19. Campbellsport offense suddenly going the wrong way. So, 3rd and a country mile. Calls for a pass at 3rd and 19. 7 minutes remaining in the first half. McCarthy under center, straight drop back, 5-step drop, goes right over the middle for his target. There's nobody there. Overthrew everybody by 7 to 8 yards. The closest man for them was Joseph Narrett, the running back, the junior 6-footer, and he wasn't even in the same zip code. Brings up a 4th down in 19. So with less than 7 minutes remaining in the first half and nursing a tenuous 6-0 lead, Campbellsport will go back to punt. Doing those honors is Joseph Narrett, the guy that was one of the maybe the intended receiver on that last 3rd and 19 play. He's the punter. And it's a short one off the side of his foot. It's going to go out of bounds and takes a backwards hop in favor of the Tigers. If that went out of bounds where it hit, it would be at about the 44-yard line of Ripon, but let's see where they spot it. Because it bounced straight drop. It's bounced right back. So Ripon with great field position to see if they can try to tie this game. 6:43 remaining. Nico Hines, for the first time, ran his first offensive series on the last offensive possession by the Tigers. Let's see if he stays back out there or not. I'll have to wait until they come out of that huddle. You're watching Channel 987, the Ripon Channel, and 93.1 FM and AM 1600 WRPN. If you're listening on the radio, we're live streaming as well. I'm Marty Ernser, bringing you this solo broadcast here at Ingalls Field. Campbellsport up on Ripon, 6-0. Both teams are 2-2 on the season. Motion, Olsen to the right. Straight drop back, another flag. Clear out man comes across way over on the other side. That's Kai Agamite. I like the idea. You send 2 deep, you run underneath from the wide side underneath on a drag pattern. Pass was off, but illegal motion, illegal shift by the Tigers. They're having issues with their offense here. There has to be about a half dozen offensive penalties here. Most, if not all, are of the illegal motion. variety. Jennings gets the play, and so now it's 1st and 15. We're going to go back and repeat the play. So that ball, by the way, was spotted initially at the, it hit the 44 and then bounced the other way and landed at the 49-yard line at Campbellsport. So a handoff off the left side. That's Carter Hahn and his best run of the evening. He got back the 5-yard penalty and then some. We'll see how it's sorted out with the official with the spot to let you know what it's going to be on 2nd down. Stellmacher's out there. Jennings comes out with the play. Let's see who else is out there in that other opposite wing. Can't pick up the number. Olsen is. And then Hahn at the single back. Hahn again off the left side. Why not? The last time it worked too. Good positive yards by the big junior again. Brings up a very makeable 3rd and short. Jennings already talking to the coach over on the sidelines. Hey, can you go to the well 3 times in a row? If it's not broken, brings up 3rd and 3. Under 6 minutes and counting in the first half. Ripon trailing, trying to tie this contest. So far, they are just the big goose egg on the scoreboard, but they got to stop with their own penalties. Olsen, it's going to be short. They went parallel on a handoff down the line of scrimmage, and there was just too much penetration by the left-hand side of the defense of the Cougars to bring up 4th. And there was basically maybe a yard gain. So it brings up 4th and 2. Does Ripon want to go for it? The ball on the just beyond the 41-yard line of Campbellsport. They're going for it. The way the defense for the Tigers has now responded on their last outing on the field, I think that gives the coaching staff a little confidence, too, to go for it on 4th and 2. Going around in with Stellmacher, he's dragged behind for about a 3-yard loss. They try to go wide, but once again, the athleticism and quickness and penetration by that defense, this time on the right-hand side, drags Stellmacher down from behind for about a tackle for a 3-yard loss. So on downs, Campbellsport will take over on the 45-yard line, their own 45-yard line, leading 6-0. Just under 5 minutes remaining. At Silver Creek Dentistry and Orthodontics, you can always trust us when it comes to your smile. Full-service dental care with the best technology available for your strong, beautiful, and healthy smile. That's Silver Creek Dentistry in Ripon. 6-0 Campbellsport. They'll take over again on their own 45, too tight. Double wing up the middle to number 27. Once again, very unceremoniously whipped down, and him and Schneider, my goodness, it's almost like, is he going to take him to prom? As much as they've been wrapping up here in the last couple of plays, Schneider's figured something out because he's coming over that A gap on both sides, and he is whipping down. And I say whipping down, that's the best way to describe it. 27, Joseph Gardner, that has a lot of yards compiled here in the first half, has gotten nothing on the last 2 offensive possessions, and Schneider, the middle linebacker for the Tigers, has a lot to do with that. Fake handoff up the middle, then around into the left. It's juke move, great individual open field tackle. What a nice stick that was. You talk about low man wins on the tackle. That's number 25 for the Tigers. Great job, Casey Brown, a defensive back, a senior, one of those guys that was introduced on senior night earlier tonight. This game got underway at 6. Most high school games are around, 7:15. One of the other weird things because of COVID, not only the season for football in the spring, but a lot of these start times have been different as well. Sometimes double headers at Inglesfield. Not the case tonight. Just why not go at 6 if we don't have the double header? We got motion, and we're going to go straight drop back and play action pass. He's hit on the release, just over the outstretched arms of number 13, the intended receiver, Cole Kane, for Campbellsport. Good pressure was applied by number, I think that was 17, Kai Agamite from his defensive right end position. Good job by the Tiger defense. The last 2 times brings up 4th and long with 3:21 remaining in the first half. Ripon, however, still trailing this very stingy ball club of Campbellsport. It's a young team. They only suit up, from what I can see, about 2 seniors. Very impressive. Good stable of sophomores. The snap is good. The punt is very effective. High, a wobbler, And Schneider is forced to go way back, get in the end zone. And it does. He got lucky. Ripon got lucky on a great kick. Just in the air. That was over a 60-yard wind-aided kick. Very impressive. So Ripon will take over on their own 20 with 3:09 remaining. Wow. Floral Expressions is your full-service floral shop located right in Webster's Marketplace. From centerpieces to an entire wedding set, Floral Expressions is here to help. Contact our floral team for your next delivery or to set up a consult at Webster's Marketplace, Highway 23 West in Ripon. That's Webster's. Been around forever. Good job there. Off the left side, Cameron Hahn. Another flag, though. Cameron Hahn doing something we don't used to see. Normally he's up inside the tackles. That time broke it off wide to the left. But there's another flag, and it would appear that it's against the Tigers, and it is. Head referee out there with the white hat. Oh, my. You talk about shooting yourself in the proverbial foot this first half for the Tigers. They're going to be shaking their heads in that. They don't go into the locker room, but I was going to say in that locker room. And it's the same thing. It's either illegal motion with multiple people moving or moving too soon prior to the snap of the ball. These are pretty much fundamental things that should be worked out at this time of the season. So they put themselves, but once again, in a big hole, back 1st and 15 instead of 2nd and short. Big difference. Play action pass. Jennings looks. He hits his, he was leading Olsen. Olsen wasn't quite sure how to play that. And so it falls incomplete at Olsen's feet. So just like that, it brings up 2nd and 16. So that was about a mistake there that they had. I'm kind of confused as to why that was a 6-yard penalty. I thought it was a 5-yarder variety. You got me. But it's 2nd and long, to say the least. First things first, Ripon, you got to stop hurting yourself with your mistakes on offense. And then secondly, when you go to the air, you gotta focus on that ball and bring her in. Reel it in. You got motion with Olsen, straight drop back, sprinting out to his right. Jennings, he's got his target. He catches it. What a great job by the senior Nico Hines. And what a burst of energy and what a huge catch. Best reception and the only reception of the night for the Tigers. Uh-oh. Do we got a flag? What's going on here? There's some. I'll just wait and see. You know what? I think there is. They got the first down. Are they going to say that there was too much celebration here, or? Yeah. Okay. All right. It's a warning. What we got? Thank you, executive producer Riley Eisnagel. It's a warning for the sideline. Hey guys, stay behind the white. Okay. Motion, Nico Hines, but we got two guys moving again. And look at this play. And it's all going to come back, folks. I kid you not. Oh, no. I am assuming it's against Ripon on illegal motion. The big fella, Hahn, breaks it off to the left for a huge touchdown from our own 37-yard line, but it's against Ripon. And the lack of discipline on offense tonight, I don't know what's going on the illegal shift call, but it's killing. It's just absolutely killing Ripon. They had a chance, tie and then take the lead here with 2:24 remaining in the first half. Another mistake. This has to be at least the 8th. I'm not keeping official count, but it's at least the 8th offensive penalty on the Tigers. My goodness. And the big fellow was rolling, let me tell you. The 18-wheeler was heading down the left side. He broke that last tackle. Let me tell you, his legs versus anybody's arms, it ain't happening. But it all comes back again. Oh, my. Campbellsport defense with their hands on their hips is looking at each other like going, thank goodness. Well, you can still do it. You got plenty of time. It's 1st and 15. Motion Nico Hines to the right, Hound off to the left. Has he got any gas left after that play? Are you kidding me? Another flag. Thrown right at the point of the attack on a marginal gain by Cameron Hahn. That's thrown in the area of holding. Let's see. It is. You believe this? If you're a Ripon fan, you got to be tearing your hair out right now. Oh, and it's so sprightly, as executive producer said he would if he had some. And unfortunately, I'd have to piggyback on that same comment. What a gorgeous evening tonight for football, as we're going to get straight drop back on the play action pass. Jennings looking down the field, got hit on the release, and it's picked off. Going down the left side, it's a foot race now, 17-12. He's dragged down just short of the end zone. Great job. Jennings like to have that one back. What happened was he was hit and throwing from his heels on the release, underthrown, and it wasn't the play to do. And so just like that, instead of a Ripon touchdown with a chance to take a 7-6 lead, it's going to be potentially 12-0 with 2:07 remaining, with the ball spotted now, I believe, right on the 10-yard line. It is. So it's first and goal at the 10, Campbellsport, following that pickoff. I'm sorry I didn't have the number of the man that caught that and ran it down the left sideline. Good job by the Ripon defender to drag him down and prevent 6. Ripon defense with a formidable task right now off the right side. Who else? And this time, Schneider. What a battle that's been. Hey, count it. It's going to be 6. That time, Schneider thought, I got you again, number 27, Gardner. Gardner gave him a little bit of a juke out to the right, a little bit of a left stiff arm. Schneider couldn't catch him. He got around the edge, took it in for 6. It's now 12-0 Schneider at the 1:59 mark. So what a turn of events due to the mistakes by this offensive unit by the Tigers when they had a propensity to get some nice plays, a big run by Hahn, a huge catch by Nico Hines at the time. But it all for naught at this point. Going for 2 again. Fumble on the 2. Picks it up. It'll be a loss. And so that score will remain 12-0 Campbellsport. Ripon right now has to be just rubbing their heads going, guys, can you believe we're doing this? We can beat these guys. We can compete with this Campbellsport. Very good defense. And they're just avalanching mistakes on them, on their own shoulders. It's just got to be frustrating on that Ripon sideline right now. The good news is, you make all these mistakes, you still have the ability to come back and right the ship by executing the right things. By the way, we are really blessed this evening, not only with the Ripon cheerleaders, but the Stevens Point, University of Stevens Point cheerleaders are here tonight, working with our Ripon High School cheerleaders as well. So what a great display of sportsmanship and traveling. I bet you they get to go to a lot of this stuff. And with maybe no college, high school, or college football going on, what a great opportunity for these cheerleaders. Because if you're a cheerleader at UW Stevens Point, I got a strong suspicion you were probably a cheerleader in high school. So a good time for them as well. So welcome to Ripon, UW Stevens Point on a pooch kick. It's going to get picked up by Nico Hines, I think, run around the end at about the 30, out to the 37, 38-yard line. Let's see where they spotted. Ripon will have 1:52 remaining, and they'll have their complement of timeouts also. In fact, both teams do. So less than 2 minutes. What do you call here, Coach Wickstrom, if you're calling the plays tonight as offensive coordinator for Coach Bradley? You can really do either. You can go on the ground, you can go through the air. The big thing is, can they execute the play without yellow laundry on them? They'll go off the left side with Cameron Hahn. It's a group tackle just for a gain of 2 or 3. We're going to call it a long 3, close to 4-yard gain. No huddle, right back out there. Clock winding down, 1:34 remaining in the first half. Ripon trailing 12-0. Delay handoff up the middle, Nico Hines. You'll get a few more. 1:25 remaining. Ripon will take a timeout, their first of 3 timeouts. So Hillside Dental Associates in Ripon has been offering a complete range of premium dental care for over 35 years, including preventative hygiene, cosmetic, and restorative procedures, along with Invisalign and sedation dentistry. That's Hillside Dental on Oshkosh Street on the Hill in Ripon. We're at Ingalls Field this gorgeous spring evening on a Friday night under the lights. Now they're officially on. 1:24 remaining. Ripon with the ball in search of their first points of the contest, trailing 12-0 to the Cougars. Both teams have a 2-2 record. Coaches talking over their offensive situation. Same for the defensive coordinator across the field talking to his very able and capable defensive unit that's kept the Ripon offense in check, along with all the penalties, offensive penalties by Ripon. So it's been an uphill battle for the Ripon offense. You had a long touchdown, 60-plus yard touchdown by Cameron Hahn called back due to a penalty by the offense, and they just seem to be struggling with that issue right now. Let's see if they can work that out on this drive. Motion by Stelmacher, the junior, to the right, straight drop back over the middle, missed his target. Agamite was not looking for the pass, the intended receiver. He cut in front of the linebackers dropping into their zone. Curl, flat area. So that stops the clock, brings up 4th down. What does Ripon want to do here? You think you got to punt, because with 3 timeouts in Campbellsport, trailing by a score of 12-0, you really got to punt it. Almost blocked. It was blocked. Right up the middle, picked up by number, I think, 27. And he's been tough all night. Let's see who got that. It was. What a great block right up the middle against the Tigers, recovered by Joseph Gardner. And now they are in business with an opportunity to score their 3rd touchdown with 1:11 remaining, 3 timeouts, Campbellsport, following that blocked punt effort by the Tigers. So the wheels coming off here late in the first half for Ripon. And the ball spotted at the 49-yard line of the Tigers. The Cougars will take over in Ripon territory, just over the 50-yard line. Let's see. They haven't shown a penchant to really attack with their offense through the air. So let's see if they keep it on the ground. Oh, they're going to play action pass. Rolls out to his left, sets his feet, but he gets hit. We got a flag also thrown on the play. And somehow that thing was kept by the quarterback. How did he get out of the grasp of the man for the Tigers? Had a quarterback sack evidently, and he spun off of him. So he got some effective yards for it, but we got a flag. Holding. So that ball will be brought back. That's their 3rd offensive hold tonight. So instead of taking over there, it's brought back with that penalty. Good job by the quarterback, by the way. Looked like he was going to be brought down for about a 7-yard loss. But due to the penalty, it doesn't matter anyway, so it's going to be 1st and 22 on their own 39 with 50 seconds remaining and counting. Handoff off the left-hand side to guess who? Yeah, you guessed it. Gardner, the 5'10 junior running back. He's not even 170 pounds. And he just flat out is a great running back. He's got great feet. Last week in that big win over the Waupun Warriors for that Little Brown Jug, I think the quarterback's name was Bresser. And he was quite something as well on both sides. He could deliver a blow, and he could also pass, as carried the ball, as we get number 60 for the Tigers. He's being escorted off the field. That's Hernandez. So he's out of the game for the Tigers with 28 seconds remaining. Straight drop back looking. Pressure being applied. Hit on the release. Caught, though. Or was it busted up? Looked like it was going to be caught. Great pressure by the Tigers that time. Really good pressure. So We're looking at 3rd and 12 now. Good pressure by the Tigers that time. So their play-action pass, that time the Ripon didn't buy into it. They just went straight. They didn't buy into the handoff. They went right for the QB, and that was the right decision. So trailing Ripon is 12-0. The Cougars with 21 seconds. They're just going to hand it off and hope that their guy can do something. Once again, good open field tackle. Are you kidding me? I don't know if the officials were being paid by the flag, but how many flags have we seen here? If I had a statistician just for flags, as that was a nice open field tackle by Ripon. My goodness. Ripon's got to be thinking, man, we could have used some of these flags earlier on their touchdown drives. And it's brought back again. Wow. I haven't seen this many flags thrown in the first half of a high school football game in a long, long time. Okay. Now, the good news if you're the Cougars is there's only 12 seconds left in the first half on 3rd and 18. Don't be surprised if they just simply take a knee here. And, in fact, they just let the clock run down. That's it. So, after one half of complete football, it's 12-0 Campbellsport over Ripon. The big thing is going to be, can Ripon straighten out their offense with regards to penalties being self-inflicted? Because if they can compete with this visiting team from Campbellsport. But right now, it's all Campbellsport, basically based primarily on the feet of Joseph Gardner for Campbellsport. He's been very successful here in the first half of play. I'm Marty Ernst. We're going solo tonight. And we're going to be back for more high school action here in the second half to see if the Tigers, the big question, can they get back into this contest? We'll find out not too long from now. We'll be back in about 12 minutes. Welcome back to Ingalls Field in Ripon, Wisconsin. It's halftime of high school football Friday night under the lights. It's the Cougars, the visitors from Campbellsport, leading Ripon Tigers 12-0. But the real story is the self-inflicting wounds offensively when it comes to penalties. Ripon has a bunch of them, folks, and it's really can't be really described any better than when Cameron Hahn, the junior steamroller running back, off the left side, ran for about what appeared to be a 60-yard touchdown to at that time tie the game with a chance to take the lead with a point after, was called back on one of those offensive penalties. So it was a tough pill to swallow if you're a Tigers fan. And right now it's 12-0 the Cougars. Both teams coming into tonight's contest with equal records at 2-2. Halftime statistics, Joe Gardner, that number 27, the junior running back, the 165-pounder, is 99 yards on 15 carries to lead both teams in rushing. Cole Kane is a 15 yards on 4 carries for the Cougars. And meanwhile, the quarterback, number 15, Mitchell McCarty, the sophomore, 6'5", almost 200 pounds. He's 0 for 5 passing. Not all his fault, though, if you've been watching. Some of those certainly could have been grabbed and brought in. On the other side of the ball for Ripon, let's go to passing. Garrett Jennings, the senior quarterback, hasn't played the position since I had a hair. Garrett Jennings is 2 for 11 for 30 yards. His number one target, welcome back, Nico Hines, this senior who really blew his leg up in the scrimmage prior to the season this spring, was 1 for 23, got a first down on 3rd and a country mile, so that was nice to see. Caleb Hopp is 1 of 12 also through the air. On defense for the Tigers, let's stay with the rushing game. Cameron Hahn is 6 of 16, but like I said, he had a 60-yarder called back and that big run. So he's 6 of 16 yards. The Cougar defense doing a great job. Grant Schneider on the defensive side of things, leading the Tigers in that effort with 5 tackles, 1 assist. The senior middle linebacker, number 15. Some sad news to pass on. A personal friend, a Ripon High School graduate, a professor at Cardinal Stritch College, Peter Jonas, unexpectedly passed away yesterday. Just getting this news a few hours ago. He would be one of the older brothers of Dan Jonas, of course, the varsity baseball coach at Ripon High School. That was put out over the airwaves just recently by Cardinal Stritch. Peter, a wonderful guy, a good dad, a good husband, grandchildren. He actually was going to golf with us in Steve Stelmacher's Berlin Booster Club outing. Just talked to him the other day. And unfortunately, we lost a good one. He was a member of the class of 1974. Not only a bright guy and a great golfer, but a heck of a football player as well, as his brothers were. And there's a great picture of him on the sidelines with a lot of my friends from 1974. And they were undefeated that year. No dance to go to because there was no state playoffs at the time. That came 2 years later. But sorely missed and very sad to hear that news. Dr. Peter Jonas. And his birthday was going to be when we golfed at Berlin on July 14th, I believe. So sad news, but a great man, a great husband, a great dad, a good grandfather, and he'll be sorely missed. So pass that on to the family and to Cardinal Stritch as well. Back here, we're about 3 minutes away. I never quite understood why they do that countdown. They go down to 0, and then they reset the clock for 3. So someone will have to explain that to me sometime, draw a picture or whatever it takes to get that done, because I don't get it. It was explained to me one time, but in one ear, out the other. Ripon is out there stretching, doing their pregame or a pre-half, second half start, making sure you don't pull any muscles, hopefully. Campbellsport doing the same thing. So it was really a first half of the field position by both ball clubs in which you just couldn't offensively on either team get anything going. Number 27, that quality running back for Campbellsport, the Gardner, Joseph Gardner, the junior, really effective, just 1 yard shy of 100 yards in the first half. Kind of tells you what I'm talking about. For those of you that have been live streaming and watching, he explodes once he gets the ball into daylight, like any good quality running back does. Meantime, he's got great feet. He can go left, right. He can make you miss. and then accelerate. So he's got all the qualities of a good running back. They can't hurt you through the air, at least in the first half, Campbellsport. It's all on the ground. I thought the Ripon defense did a really admirable job throughout the second quarter of really doing a good job of tightening everything. Remember, it should have been 6-0 or 7-6 Ripon, but if, right? It was an interception thrown by the Ripon quarterback that set up their second score. While under duress, he let it go from back on his heels, and it was just too many enemy jerseys in the neighborhood, white jerseys, and that set up a 1st and 10 situation following the interception by Campbellsport in the second quarter. So we're a minute away from the second half action, 12-0 Campbellsport. If Ripon can solve the issues of offensive, usually it's been illegal motion, it's been multiple guys in motion, illegal shift. I think they've had one holding called late in the first half, so it's all in self-inflicted. If they can straighten that out, I think they can compete with this very good defensive and offensive running ball club from Campbellsport. What's most impressive to me is that you only basically suit up about 2 seniors on this Cougars football team. And to me, that's kind of unheard of. I mean, you don't have too many teams, even with a lot of juniors, that you're not if you're going to be good, you're not with a winning record, that you're not led by seniors. So I find that quite impressive on Campbellsport part. Not easy to say for me. So with just seconds remaining, they're going to get ready to come on out here. Hopefully Ripon, if you're a Tigers fan, has the issues taken care of when it comes to dealing with mistakes on the offensive side of the ball. So, meanwhile, drive with confidence all season long. Get ready for your next road trip adventure with Goodyear tires from Cliffs Tire and Battery, West Fond du Lac Street in Ripon. Also, a Silver Creek Dentistry and Orthodontics. You can always trust us when it comes to your smile. Full-service dental care with the best technology available for your strong, beautiful, and healthy smile. That's Silver Creek Dentistry and Orthodontics in Ripon out there on 23 West as you're leaving town towards Green Lake. Can't miss it. And I want to get also a word in here. Spring is in the air, and the Ripon Area School District is looking forward to its historic alternate fall sports season. They want to thank all the students, staff, parents, and community members for making this a great school year. Together, Ripon rose to the challenges of COVID to have students in school all year while adding in sports, music, and theater events. Ripon continues to be a place where excellence meets innovation, and that is because of the ongoing community support. And here's the kickoff, folks. It's a short one. It'll be handled over on the left-hand side of the field by Nico Hines, I think. He brings it in, and great field position to start beyond the 40-yard line of Ripon. And holy moly, I don't think I see a yellow flag on the field. So it could be a great start for the Tigers here. Only time will tell. They trailed 12-0 by the Cougars of Campbellsport. Starting to get a little darker here. The ball will be spotted officially just inside the 41-yard line of Ripon. And and I just got a George Carlin comment made to me through the earpiece here. It should be fully dark by nighttime. So, Ripon's in their huddle. The head referee is talking over there. And 77 has to come out. It must be an equipment issue. So the offensive lineman has to come out for the Tigers. That's not a good way to start things. That's 77. Garrett Brisky had to come out, but to his rescue, Quentin Steffens, a junior, takes his place, number 74, big 74. So it'll be 1st and 10 on their own 41-yard line. Ripon tight formation, motion by Olsen up the right-hand side. And gets forward progress and then gets that. It's going to be about a 2-yard, maybe a little more gain than that. We'll call it 2 officially. At least they're going to do it. It'll bring up 2nd and 8. I think the ball carrier might have been Olsen, the motion man. Ripon fires out of that huddle, gets up to the line. Cameron Hahn, single back. In the back, it's a double reverse up the outside to Stelmacher. He gets hit, wrapped up around the legs I'll tell you what, that guy doesn't make that wrap on the ankles, and it's going to be a lot more serious yardage for Stellmacher. Nonetheless, it brings up 3rd and about 4 for Ripon, just underway here in the second half. Tigers trailing 12-0 here at Ingalls Field in Ripon. Ripon with their 2-2 record, coming off that Warrior victory over Waupun a week ago to hang on and retain that little brown jug. 3rd and 4. What does Coach Wickstrom have up his sleeve, the offensive coordinator for Coach Bradley and the Tigers? Fake handoff. Jennings then keeps it, and that was not the right decision, as the defense just showed. It's going to be a loss. It's going to bring up 4th down. I don't know if that was even maybe a busted play. Also in there, it's interesting, Casey Brown, the senior running back, is also playing there. He's played a really good defensive cornerback tonight with some great open field tackles, particularly when he comes up against number 27, Joseph Gardner. He's made a couple good tackles in the open field. There are not too many guys, I bet, that can do that. 4th and long. Shows the punt. It's just a short punt, and it rolls against. It's a flag on the play back by the punter, and it rolls back in favor of Campbellsport. I don't know what that was. It's almost like he hesitated, like he wasn't going to punt. Was that sort of like, hey, see what they do, and if tuck and run if they're not going to come in? But it's a flag nonetheless. We'll let them sort it out. Let's see what they're going to call. I'll tell you, with the field position Campbellsport has, if it's against Ripon, I would decline. And that, they're calling holding against Ripon. They're declining it, and why not? You got midfield possession by Campbellsport. So Ripon did not come out with their first offensive series. It did not go the way I'm sure they wanted it to. So now they'll take over Campbellsport on their own 47-yard line, right in front of our camera. You get a good view right now. 1st and 10 for Campbellsport, trying to improve upon their 12-0 lead. Off the left-hand side, that goes to Gardner, but I thought it was going to be a good tackle by 52 for the Tigers, but he cut up inside. Alex Button was trying to get that, and number 27 got the carry for some pretty good yards. That was a great cut up inside that lane for about 5.5 yards. They'll call it 5. Ripon's got to work some things out here. That defense is, like I said, at halftime, I thought did a really nice job in the second quarter, keeping things bottled up much better. It was the turnover, the interception by Ripon that set up that second score. Quick pitch to the right, another flag on the play. What else is new? Now, but evidently the virus has gone from Ripon over to the Cougars now, the flag virus, if you will. It was on the quick pitch to the right, and it's against Campbellsport. That confirms that suspicion. It's a legal motion. So the bug is now bitten the offense for the Cougars. They had at least 2, possibly 3 holding calls in the first half. Otherwise, they kept pretty clean on offense when it came to mistakes. Other than the fumble on their first offensive series, the 3rd play of the game to start the contest. So now, instead of 2nd and short, it'll be 2nd and 10. They run that same formation, motion to the right. Now they give it to that motion man off the left-hand side, and he gets really good yards, and that's the guy that was 2nd in leading rushes at halftime. That's number 13 for Campbellsport, and that's Cole Kane, the sophomore, 160-pounder. So after you had him for long yardage on 2nd, it's now 3rd and a very makeable 2 yards. So can the defense for the Tigers stuff them here? You almost got to guess here. They're going to go off the wide to the right-hand side. He gives ground to get ground. He gets the first down. That's the number 12 around the edge. Good job on that jet sweep series. That was number 12, Joseph Narrett, a junior, another underclassman. You notice I don't call too many seniors here for Campbellsport. They moved the chains. They got the ball exactly down to the 35-yard line of Ripon. 8.5 minutes exactly remaining. They'll stop the clock momentarily to set those chains, and they'll start it up again on the sign of the official. Here we go. Fake handoff up the middle, around in, and what a hit that was. Hello, mama. That's number 72. Haven't called his name out too much. That's Sam Yeomans. Talking about a senior. He really had his coming out party last year as a junior on the defensive side of things. He's got a really nice engine, keeps going. I like that in a good defensive player. Get knocked to the ground, get up, he can still make the play, that kind of a guy. In fact, we'll call it a loss. A 1-yard loss brings up 2nd and long, 2nd and 11. They run the two tight, the double wing, single back. If that doesn't tell you power football, I don't know what does. Motion to the right, up to the middle to their favorite target, running back, and another nice tackle, this time by Yeomans' teammate, number 52, Alex. Put the button right on him, Alex Button. And that's going to be, guess what? Got that lost yard from the previous play, got that yard back. Brings up 3rd and 10. Can they do another one? Let's find out. So Ripon's defensively, like I said, good second quarter, off to a great start here in the second half, trying to do what they need to do to get the ball back for their offense. There's that motion to the wide side, straight drop back, play action pass. Throws it to that motion man off his fingertips, couldn't reel it in. So he's 0 for 6 unofficially on the passing aspect of the game, on statistics. But I say he, that's number 15, the quarterback Mitchell McCarty. He's just a sophomore. He's going to be around for a while, folks. Now that's in the flyway. Ripon's supposed to return to their East Central Conference roots for football next year, but they've expanded that conference for football. I know Port Washington is one of those teams that will be coming in next year. Okay, so on 4th, they're going for it. They feel with the ball being at the 35-yard line of Ripon, a punt doesn't do us any good. So now this time they go single wing, but they go split out wide to the right. 5-step drop, looks over the middle, through his hands, almost picked off by the safety for the Tigers. Boy, he throws a rising fastball. The intended receiver was 13 for Campbellsport, Cole Kane. So Ripon takes over on downs. Good news on a great defensive effort by the Tigers. Good job. Really good job. I think Coach Bradley and Coach Krentz, I think those guys have a lot to do with the defensive side of things. I want to say Wickstrom, and I'll talk to David Soda sometime and get that all figured out with Meeker on the assistants and what roles they play. Here we go. 1st and 10 for the Tigers, taking over on downs on their own 35-yard line. Just under 7 minutes remaining on a handoff up the middle that was great play action. The big fella got it up the middle, up the left A gap, and then the fake then went to the halfback over on the right end. I think it froze some of that defense. Certainly fooled me. And nobody carries that loaf of bread better than Cameron Hahn. When you're talking about 2 arms securely around the football, it would take 2 jackhammers and a boom truck to get that ball from him. He takes the ball off the left side, and lo and behold, what a battle, what a lean, low pad level, physical run. And yes, folks, it's a first down for the Tigers. So after that first offensive effort to start the second half, in which nothing went right, in 2 plays, it's looking really good here for the Tigers. They got the ball right to midfield, call it the 50-yard line, 6:08 and counting, almost about halfway through the third quarter. 12-0 Campbellsport. And off the right-hand side this time for about a little less than 2 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and long for the Tigers. Drive with Drive with confidence all season long. Get ready for your next road trip adventure with Goodyear tires from Cliffs Tire and Battery, West Fond du Lac Street in Ripon. And we got some injury here. Number 40 getting some assistance up off the turf. That's Ethan Coleman. He's a 5'10 junior, 190-pounder. is getting assisted. Ripon then gets the free timeout almost like over there on the sideline. Manager is asking if they want water. Nico Hines out there. Refuses the water, but more importantly, Nico Hines is out there. And I like seeing that because you got some speed, you got a senior, you got a guy that likes to win. Why not? Not that the other guys don't, but this guy can be one of those guys that kind of shows you the way to do it. He's on that right wing spot opposite of the sophomore Olsen. Hines in motion, and he gets the ball. Look at him take off. You'll see him in track and field, not in the distant future. Trying to go horizontal with that. Didn't get a lot of real estate out of that. Got about 1.5 yards, 2 yards. Brings up 3rd and long. Hillside Dental Associates in Ripon has been offering a complete range of premium dental care for over 35 years, including preventative hygiene, cosmetic, and restorative procedures, along with Invisalign and sedation dentistry. That's Hillside Dental on Oshkosh Street in Ripon. 3rd and long. Can the Tigers do it? Olsen in motion. Straight drop back by Jennings. Jennings looking out to his left. And did he hang on? He fell. Oh, he had it in the breadbasket. Hines could not hang on. It would have been probably right around the first down marker, but it doesn't matter. It brings up 4th down. They're at the 46-yard line of Campbellsport. That's another example of, oops, we could have had it. And they're going to go for it at this stage. Once again, I think when your defense is starting to perform to the level that Ripon has been doing, it affords you to be a bit more of a risk taker. So on 4th and long, call it 4th and 6, with just under 5 minutes remaining in the third, trailing 12-0. Ripon goes forward on 4th down. No play action, straight drop back. He throws it under duress. It's almost picked off. Great job by Kai Agamite to prevent the interception. Campbellsport, however, takes over on downs. Great coverage coming out to the flat on Agamite. Was not fooled. He had great leverage on that pass. Jennings double hitched that pass. He's a risk taker, no doubt about it. I can see how he must double down in Vegas, Jennings, if he ever gets out there, because we've seen it, sometimes to a fault. 1st and 10. Let's see if that Ripon defense can do what they did last time. It's like if they can contain, that's a big if they can contain Joseph Gardner, the running back, number 27, it's like they don't have necessarily a lot of other consistent answers. And around the left on that jet sweep, but look who sticks his head in there. We're going to get a flag on the play. Number 25, I can't say enough about that Tiger, that senior Tiger for Ripon, Casey Brown. He's a senior. And let me tell you, he turns sideways, you can't even see him. This guy is so slight, but what a football player. And he gets a very nice congratulation from teammate Sam Yeomans. There's a flag on the play, and it was thrown right where the tackle was made. And so we got do we have okay, so they're calling the face mask against the Tigers. I think we have offsetting penalties. I think what they had was holding by Campbellsport, face mask by the tackler for Ripon, offsetting. Let's replay it, folks. So that great, nice tackle by 25 for the Tigers. Casey Brown goes for naught. But that's about the 3rd time he's had an open field tackle around the end. They keep coming his way on those sweeps. Casey goes, bring it. 1st and 10 on their own 46 following the offsetting penalties. And that looks like another jet sweep, but it's a fake, and it's up the middle to 27. And no, that didn't go good. Not for him anyway. Call it a 2-yard gain. 2nd and 8, I'll call it. 4.5 minutes remaining in the third. It's 12-0. Remember, Ripon had a touchdown called back on a long run by the big fella, Cameron Hahn, in that second quarter, and it was negated to one of many penalties by the offensive unit for the Tigers in the first half. So defense for the Tigers being called upon again. Been a very much a defensive struggle, hence the score 12-0 Campbellsport. Quick pitch off to the right to who else? And a nice effort by Sam Yeomans, who slows them down. 72, but then he's strong, he's fast, he gets around the edge. He got out of it what he could. Credit Sam Yeomans, the senior, number 72, for minimizing the damage on that play from his defensive position. In fact, we'll call it no gain as we're going to get another flag. Now, is that from the sideline of Campbellsport? Because that's where it was thrown. And I'm thinking something was said, and the official didn't like it. I think that's what happened. It was a dead ball penalty. Wow. Okay, Campbellsport has caught the flag bug, and this time something was said because the official, the side judge, was looking right at our press box. They're getting ready to run the next play, and all of a sudden he goes airborne with yellow laundry. And now it's another 10-yard or 15-yard unsportsmanlike. So, yeah, I think something was said, and it wasn't like, hey, ref, can I get you a bottle of water? So with 3:33 remaining in the third quarter, 12-0 Campbellsport over Ripon. They now have a larger mountain on 3rd and 23 to climb, Campbellsport. Up the middle, and he breaks it. Oh, does he break it? Does he break it? Is he gone? Is he gone? He's going to be stopped by who else? Casey Brown from his corner position. What a great effort by that young cornerback for the Tigers. But that opened up like the parting of the Red Sea for that nice running back, Joseph Gardner. He had 99 yards at the half, and he's going to finish with a bunch. The ball will be spotted officially at the 11-yard line. And, oh, what a punch in the defensive gut of the Tigers on 3rd and 23. Wow. Off to the right-hand side, a fake, but it's a keeper then off to the left or a pitch out. That was misdirection. Why not use Gardner? And then we're going to use him, Gardner, to the right, and then we're going to counter to the left, and it's going to be good enough for 6. I believe, no. He was brought down inside the 5 at about the 3. Let's see. Okay, I'll just wait for him. I'll tell you what, instead of me speculating, let's just wait and see where they spot it. I'm looking at the side judge over there with a yardstick, and they're spotting it at about the 3, I think. Nothing on the scoreboard for me to reference. I'm just looking at my angle here. Oh, we're going to take the mean average. We'll call it the 2. Sprint out, option, bootleg, quarterback throws it, goes through traffic, nothing there. And they have enough confidence they don't feel compelled just to run it in now. Let's see if the cat can play with the mouse a little bit. We'll try to do it through the air, even though they haven't been successful with that. But when you got the legs of Joseph Gardner in your pool, why not? So I take it back. That was a touchdown, and that was the 2-point conversion. I never saw it. I had a post in my way. Yes, I'm making an excuse. So that was 18-0, and that was the 2-point conversion, which they are 0 for 3 on, hence the score 18-0. My apologies to the listeners and viewers. Marty Ernster here going solo. It's 3:14 remaining in the third quarter, and Ripon defense was doing a great job since the second quarter. Had a lapse on 3rd and forever on 3rd and 23. Let Gardner run right up the middle, break it off to the right, and it was a foot race down the sideline. And then on the next play, using Gardner as a decoy, running the counter to the left side, it was a 6. I think it was Joseph Narrett, number 12, that took it in for 6. Kickoff Campbellsport. It's a short one. It'll be picked up right at about the 24-yard line. And that was carried for the Tigers by Stelmacher, the junior, number 21. He'll stay out there on the field with Cameron Hahn and Olson, the sophomore. 2 juniors and a sophomore in the backfield. Quarterback Jennings is a senior. Now Olson is trying to figure out, do I come in or out? Number 80 left the field. Caleb Hopp, the end, came out for the Tigers. They need to get something going. They got moved the chains a little bit on the last offensive series, but you're running out of time. 3:09 remaining, and we get a timeout called by Campbellsport. Ripon had something. Campbellsport wasn't ready, so the Cougars were forced to take a quick timeout. So it's 18-0 here at Eagles Field, 3:08 remaining in the third quarter. Ripon so far being shut out by this defense for Campbellsport. So Ripon's going to try to straighten things out here on 1st and 10. We'll see how they do. Webster's Express is a convenient way to get a grocery items you need without leaving your car or even your house. Order online at webstersmarketplace.com for contactless pickup or full-service delivery. That's webstersmarketplace.com in Ripon. You know, they've been around since 1987. Yeah, that's Webster's. And other than that, folks, we're going to get the coming off of the timeout. They're heading over here. And Ripon's finally going to get underway on 1st and 10 with 3:08 remaining, trailing 18-0. Straight drop back on the play action pass, looking deep over the middle. Nico Hines, he has him over the right-hand side. One guy to bring him down, and he does. There's Nico Hines. Boy, 24 brings him down for Campbellsport. That's number 24, Noah Fleshman, a 6'4 junior. Nico Hines doing it through the air from Jennings' arm. And they, just like that, quick huddle. Cameron Hahn up the left-hand side, not letting that defense get settled in. He picks up a few on 1st and 10. What a nice pitch and catch from Jennings to Hines, senior to senior. Brings up 2nd and about 6. They seem to have a little sense of urgency and a little bit of guys, let's go. We're kind of running out of time here. What do you say? We get serious about this right now. If they can take it in here and score, they still have a chance to come from behind. Off the left-hand side to Cameron Hahn. Off the left tackle, he's still going. Lumbering. Oh, lumbering is a good word with this guy. And he's still got the speed to break away. That's a scary combination. And it's right by that first down marker, and they're going to move it. He'll be 1st and 10. So just like that in 3 plays, they've taken the ball all the way down to about the 23-yard line of Campbellsport. Does Ripon got something going here? It appears so. Snap out of that huddle. Cameron Hahn, the lone back. You got double wing with Stelmacher to the right in motion, double reverse from Noah side to Stelmacher's. He going off the left-hand side. He's in for 6 on that counter double reverse off the left-hand side. It opened up like big time. Oh my, just like that. Everyone's going, where has that been? What a great offensive drive. Of course, the big play was the pass on the right-hand side down the sideline to Nico Hines, but then the running of Cameron Hahn to set the table for that counter from the handoff from Olsen to the junior. As we go back for the point after, was it good enough? It was. 18-7, and then Stelmacher coming on that counter double reverse around the left side. He was untouched. I don't think they even knew where the ball was. Great execution by the offense. Those guys up front obviously did the job too. Just like that, Ripon's back in the game with just under 2 minutes remaining in the third. A lot of football yet to be played. Ripon might have something to say about this game. Trailing 18-0 become all of a sudden more paramount because remember, there's 6 points left off the board by Campbellsport. They're 0-3 on point afters going forward on 2. I assume assumption's the mother of error, but I'll take a risk here and assume they don't have a kicker. 1:57 remaining, 18-7. Ripon coming off their first score of the game. When I say 1:57 remaining, I'm talking about the third period here at Ingalls Field in Ripon. Ripon trying to improve to 3-2. Campbellsport trying to do the same. They got the lead. Pooch kick goes down to about the 28-yard line. It's reeled it in, corralled by Ripon, and then unceremoniously brought down by 3 Tigers. Who got there first was a nice play by who else? Kai Agamite, number 17. He'll be back next year. He's a junior. He's also a round baller on the basketball court, as well a bona fide quality defensive end. I liked his game. Probably his best effort was a week ago against Waupun. Yeah, you know, sometimes people talk to you in the headset and you can't respond. So you just got to keep doing the job here. 18-7, 1:51 remaining. Ripon defense needs to get that ball back for their offense that just scored. We get motion handoff to who else? Gardner up the middle, but he got 2 yards in the hard way, and there was no kindness there. That was not welcome wagon at that collision. Good football right there by both squads. So we'll call it a 2-yard gain. 2nd and 8. Campbellsport getting right back up on the line rather quickly. I think they want to try to reestablish momentum here. Ripon defense hopefully is going to say no going, fellas. We get motion again going right to left, handed off. He bounces it off Gardner, but hello. Schneider came through. He was stopped initially up by the guys up front. And then Schneider, I think, came in. But some good hitting. My goodness, is there some good hitting right now by the Ripon defense on back-to-back plays. We'll call it no gain. 3rd and 8. Now this is where they've had issues last time that gave the 3rd touchdown on 3rd and 23. Ripon defense is thinking, not again. Here we go. Big play for both squads. Straight drop back, 5-step drop under pressure. He's hit on the release, a wobbler over the middle. What a catch over the middle. What a delivery. The ball was not anything close to a spiral. It was ugly. What great throw. What a great catch. A wobbler. I mean, what focus. The coverage wasn't bad. There was 2 black jerseys on either side of them. That was reeled in by number 12, Joseph Narrett, the junior 6-footer. Boy, what something he just did for his offensive unit from Campbellsport. What a big pitch and catch by Campbellsport. Boy, it puts them from nowhere to somewhere at 1st and 10 on the Ripon 20. Wow, what big plays here by Campbellsport. 3rd and 23 and 3rd and 8. And they deliver big as we're going to get a timeout. Let's see who takes it. I didn't see who he pointed to, but I think it was probably Ripon. Okay. Oh, better yet, folks, this is what happens when you work solo. It's the end of the 3rd quarter. Nobody took a timeout. The officials stopped play. We're going to be back here in just a moment. It's 18-7. Campbellsport leading Ripon with 12 minutes to go here at Ingalls Field on a Friday night. Welcome back to Ingalls Field, where Ripon Tigers are trailing 18-7 to Campbellsport, the visitors at Ingalls Field. We got 12 minutes of ball left, the 4th quarter. A shout out to the students, staff, and departments of the Ripon Area School District. This year, Ripon climbed up their highest student enrollment in 36 years, even with the passing of a 6-year, $500,000 operational referendum for technology, curriculum, resources, facilities, maintenance. Ripon residents have their lowest average mill rate for over in the district for 36 years. Back to the game. We get motion right to left, handoff up to Gannon up the middle, and he's stopped. Might not, yeah, they're going to give him the line of scrimmage. Wow. That was Joseph Gardner again. I said Gannon, it's Gardner. Boy, if you can't get that name right by now, that's all we're saying here, folks. They're going to give him a little less than a yard on that. Really, if they score here, it's pretty much going to be the game, you know, where points have come really hard by Ripon. In fact, the last time they had the ball was the only time they've scored tonight. They trail 18-7 right now, and Ripon does. If Campbellsport can punch it in here, it'll be hard to come back. That's a quarterback keeper on a fake, and he drops it, hit him right in the hands. What a lousy feeling. I mean, that was play action, and then it looked like the quarterback was going to keep it, and then the quarterback threw it. It was actually a well-designed play. It was a little low, if you will, but I think he heard footsteps, and understandably. I want to finish up. Thank you to the taxpayers of Ripon. Your support, your trust and residents of Ripon Area School District allows our district to offer the very best educational opportunities to each and every one of our students. That's the Ripon School District. They're doing a heck of a job dealing with COVID and still having all the types of after-school events, sports and theater and music that they've been able to accomplish. And that's going to be around the left end, and it's a great tackle, open field, dragged down from behind. Let's see who that was. Was that our buddy? It sure was. Sam Yeomans, 72, caught him from behind. That looked like that play was going to go a lot more successful, a lot longer off the left edge. And Yeomans reeled him in for about a 2-yard gain. Brings up 4th and about, we'll call it a long 7. So here we go. Ripon needs to hold him, get the ball back for their offense. I dare say they let them convert to a first down here on 4th and long. Maybe it's just not your night. Straight drop back, about a 3-stepper. He gets hit, and Lord knows what a hit. I thought he was going to catch it, and what a great timely hit by number 74. Remember, he came in, Quentin Steffens. He came in on offense. He had to come in earlier for Brisky, but on defense, he just made his presence known. You talk about arriving right when the ball does, that would be an instructional video, because anything, just a little bit sooner, it would have been a flag. Great job, Quentin's number 74, Quentin Stevens. Great job by the junior. And he turns it over for his offense to get the ball back, to see if they can do something again like they did last time with points. Up the middle, what Olsen, the sophomore, is it going to be good enough for a first? It's really close. All of a sudden, things are coming really easier for this offensive unit. This Campbellsport defense has been stubborn the entire evening. That, combined with the mistakes in the first half by the Ripon offense, really made things hard for Ripon to get points. And in fact, they got shut out in the first half. But now that first down run by Olsen, the speedy sophomore, sets him up with 1st and 10 on Ripon's own 27, trailing 18-7. And look at this run right off the right-hand side for, once again, quality yards on 1st and 10 by the Tigers. We're under 10 minutes remaining, 9 minutes and 40 seconds and counting. Brings up 2nd and short after that nice run by Ripon. So, boy, they got a sense of urgency and they got great execution right now. They seem to have straightened things out, Ripon has. Off the left-hand side with Hahn, Carter, and he's still got those legs going, good enough for a first down. It'll be close to the 40-yard line, Ripon's 40-yard line, and it is. They're moving the chains, call it 1st and 10. They need 60 yards for pay dirt. You're talking 9 minutes and 12 seconds remaining and ticking right now. Ripon has to make up their mind. They're going to stay focused, execute, and right now that's what they're doing. Motion by Olsen to the right. He gets the ball double reverse to Schneider. Or Stelmacher, excuse me. Stelmacher that time, that was the touchdown play. Last time they had the ball, Campbellsport said, fool me once on me and do it again, and it ain't going to happen, folks. Loss of about 2 yards brings up 2nd and 12. Ball back on the 38 now, 8.5 minutes remaining. Now the clock definitely comes into play against the Tigers needing 2 scores. Motion Olsen again, and it's up the middle, though, to look at Carter. Oh, was one ankle tackle away from big yards. He's slow getting up. What a nice play. Boy, does he got good acceleration for a big guy. My goodness. Got about a yard out of that. Looked like it was going to really go. Jennings gets the play from the sidelines, the senior quarterback for Ripon. 3rd and about 7. Marty Ernser here. Bring you Friday night football under the lights. It's a good time, I'll tell you. Too bad we don't have some bratwurst. 3rd and 7. What does Ripon have? Looks like Ripon moved early on the right-hand side of the line. I think it was the right guard. And when it's 3rd and long, it just got longer. Chris Jones, Cole Gregney. Hey, those guys are doing their job up here with executive producer Riley Eisnagel up here in the booth with me. You should see all the equipment up here. It's incredible. It kind of looks like NASA without the rocket, okay? It's just very impressive. Now, he's telling me that it's just all lights and batteries and doesn't do anything. It just looks cool. A.K.A. Mr. Smalls, Biggie, Jason Mansmith. As we go straight drop back, Jennings lets it fly over to the right-hand side. It was well defended. The intended target was Agamite for Ripon. Brings up 4th and 12. What do you do now? You look at the clock. You got to get 2 scores. You're down 18-7, 7:10 remaining. What do you do? A buddy of mine just sent me pictures of bratwurst. Thanks, buddy. Okay. Here we go. Jennings with the play. It's 4th down. I think the time remaining in the game pretty much dictates what you can and can't do. And sometimes you got to go for it on 4th and long, and this is one of those times. And they're blitzing right up the middle. They get blocking. He gets time. It was just a little high, sailed a little high, the intended target for Olsen. Catchable. It would have been a great catch. So on downs, Campbellsport will take over. So with 7:04 remaining, change of possession, of course, incomplete pass. Either one stops the clock. Those guys do a good job. I'll tell you, the guys up here in the booth, I like working with them pretty much because they don't call me names or kick me or anything when I'm not looking, so we get along great. Casey Hansen, he's down the sidelines. He's doing that camera work. Normally Howard Hansen's up here with me, but we had some scheduling issues, and so I'm doing it by myself. And now they'll take over. They don't need to score to win, so let's see what they do. They're going to give it to their who else? You bet. Off the left side, up the A gap for about 4 yards. And that's, how many times have I said this, folks? Number 27. Yep, Joseph Gardner. He had just about 100 yards at the half, and he's going to have probably more than that here in the second half. So you're going to have well over 200 yards of rushing by the time the smoke clears at Ingalls Field tonight. 18-7. Ripon just got off to a slow start offensively, primarily with mistakes, and the other half of that would have been the defense of Campbellsport. And then by the time they started to get things together and get some offense going, where the scoreboard, the clock becomes the issue. Whoop, almost a confusion there on whether to hand the ball off or not. He danced around, got a few yards. 6:10 remaining in the game. Next week, it's going to be a Saturday game. I was supposed to do not that game, but the next game after that with WLA. But we switched schedules. It's going to be the Bruce and Marty show. We'll see if Bruce shows up. It'll be a 12 noon start versus St. Mary's Springs right here on Saturday afternoon, 12 noon. On May 1st. Is that May Day? I think it is. May 1st, and that'll be the Ledgers. Bring it in from Fond du Lac. They've been beat this year by both Omro to start the season and then by Lamira recently. Around in to the left-hand side is that guy that had that great catch. That's number 12, Narrett. And he went around in, danced, ate some clock up. It's 5:22. I know he must have gone out of bounds because the clock's not going unless Ripon stopped it, but I don't think they did. So that's what's going on there. Next week, it'll be a week from tomorrow, Saturday, May 1st. Yeah, folks, we're getting close to summertime here in Wisconsin. 4th and 2. A little less than 5.5 minutes remaining. Everybody have a good weekend tomorrow. Chance of rain maybe in the afternoon, I think, but I think temperatures will be somewhat reasonable. Here we go. That formation they ran all night. They keep it right up the middle on 4th and short. And they just bulldozed ahead, got that first down. And that's the exclamation mark for tonight's game. Barring a absolute major meltdown by Campbellsport, and I wouldn't count on it, this game has pretty much come to its conclusion. with 5 minutes remaining and counting. It was Campbellsport. Couple mistakes on interception by Ripon, set up a touchdown. A long run, set one up. Look, these guys are water bugs, let me tell you. That's just not Gardner, but also number 12. They're both shots tonight on the sidelines. He's gotten pretty, that kind of thing. I might have to try it sometime. My executive producer, I'm not even going to look towards him because he heard me say that. He's probably thinking, what? But I think as long as I get the lens cover off, I think I could give it a good go. Here we go. On 2nd and 8 at the own 22 with 4:44 remaining, a dive right up the middle. It's just a formality here. Oh, okay. Well, he told me 2 things about using the camera. The first one was sort of complimentary, sort of. The second one was just uncalled for. So we'll let it go. I'll stay up here in the booth instead. So with 4:39 remaining on 3rd and 8, Campbellsport's going to go to 3 and 2. And Ripon will go to 2 and 3. And, they're going to look back at this game and they're going to think to themselves, we played a pretty good effort against Mayville, a really strong competitor. Mayville will finish, on top third in the conference. And then we took care of business against the Warriors of Waupun and all that, and that was really good. Felt good about ourselves. Executed really well on both sides of the line of scrimmage. And then you come in tonight against a team, and you're going to look at this game tonight, you're going to look at the mistakes, and you're going to think to yourself, it could have been the fourth quarter, it could have been 5 minutes remaining like it is right now, and we could have been leading or certainly in the game. So, lesson learned. Quick pitch out to the left. Campbellsport not satisfied with a 18-7 lead on a nice quick pitch. Might have caught that defense sleeping a little bit, moved the chains. This is where if you're Ripon, and we might have a down player. I think we do. Yeah, we do. A Ripon player is down. He's getting assisted. He's up on his feet. That's the big guy that had that big play hit the receiver on 4th down to get it back for his Ripon offense. That's the big guy for Ripon. That's Quentin Stevens. And he really, the junior, will be back next year. He really had a nice season. He's had led the team in tackles, I think, that one game. Sam Yeomans is pretty good at that statistic as well. Now, at halftime here, Schrader was leading the defense, the linebacker. He was leading the defense with 1 assist and 5 solo tackles. So with the ball on the 7-yard line, 1st and goal for Cougars. Let's see if Ripon can dial it up here and try to keep them out and get you focused thinking next week's game. Off the left-hand side, they're pushing. That was just really good at the point of attack. That was north-south running, and they get it in for 6. Nice play. They wanted that real bad. That's going to make it 24-7. Boy, I tell you, the weakness I see here with Campbellsport is no sound. They had the big pass play when it mattered, so I have to temper that. But for the most part, not real effective through the air, but what a play it was on 3rd and 8. And then it was the momentum change, and it basically slammed the door in Ripon for any chance or hopes of a comeback. And then the other thing is they don't have a kicker. So, if you're in a close game, it really puts pressure on you to convert the 2-point conversion after a touchdown. That's a tough way to not win a game, and because you can't convert point afters. So with 4:02 remaining, up 24-7. Here they go again for their 4th time. Is the 4th time the charm for Campbellsport on a point after a touchdown for 2? Quarterback keeper rolls it out left-hand side. It looks like he takes it in. Spin move, he does. And it was. The 4th time is the charm. So 26-7 with 4 minutes remaining. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to Ripon tonight. I want to thank those sponsors, too. Silver Creek Dentistry and Orthodontics, Webster's Marketplace, and Hometown Broadcasting, and your hometown station. All those guys. Cliff's Tire and Battery, Webster's, Silver Creek, Dentistry and Orthodontics, Hillside Dental, the Ripon School District. And, of course, the big guy working the board back at the fort on Radio Road. You want to call it with Alliance Laundry, Ripon Ace Hardware, Diedrich Agency. Yeah. I'll have to talk to Drew. He's got to let me read a live one for Diedrich Agency over the air. So, 4:02, because I listen to Drew when I'm out there working on the golf course in the mornings. Drew Diedrich, yep. 4:02 remaining, 26-7. Ripon just now has to get ready. It was also nice to see Nico Hines back in uniform and back in action. Caught a couple passes both in the second quarter and late in the third quarter. Wasn't enough, but good to see as we get another short kickoff. Look at that nifty move. Was that Casey Brown by chance? No, that was Stelmacher. I should know better. He's been back to return kickoffs all season. 16 gets up a little gimpy for the Tigers coming off the field. I think he'll be able to shake it off. Donovan Huber, Jr., defensive back. Also an end receiver, I would think. So it's the mostly non-starters, I would think, out there for the offense. Jennings has to stay at QB. And it is. Remember, Sinai had a nice run for Ripon against Lamira. And there's an out pass. Look at that. Beauty. Beauty. Boy, that looked easy. Nice catch. That's from Jennings to number 80, Caleb Hopp. All the way down to the 45 of the Cougars. They move the chains and then start the clock up again. And that's 3:40 remaining. I want to see Ripon take this in here. Get a couple touchdowns tonight would be nice. Coach Bradley, he's got some players coming back next year. Casey Brown, that really good senior cornerback, is in it. Running back, Jennings throws it back to Brown. Look at this. Look at this play. Oh, some razzle-dazzle. Look at those wheels on Brown. Wow. Oh, my. I'm kind of scratching my head going, are you kidding me? What could that guy do on an end around on a jet sweep series in there? We saw what he does on the defensive end, and number 25 doesn't disappoint you. What he did on the snap of that ball, I happened to be watching him and not the ball. He kind of went in like he was going to block, and then he busted out to the flat. Jennings throws a strike, and the feet of Brown took care of the rest. Play action to Brown, looks out to the left, going for the full 6. Fully extended, great coverage. Hop was covered very well. That's the one thing I've noticed tonight also by Campbellsport. Their secondary coverage is sound. 3 minutes remaining. These last 5 minutes have turned into quite a long time when you get all the clock stoppage with first downs, scores, change of possession. We get a timeout called now. And we got somebody shook up. Oh, no. Nico Hines is limping. That left leg. He's got the brace on it, and he's walking off. That is, boy, is that hard to watch. He's walking it off on his own, though. That's the good news. Hopefully that's just something that's going to go away. Wow. So that was Hines coming off of that leg trouble after that scrimmage they had prior to the season. Also lost Rubio on that play. There you go. His knee went down to reel the catch, and Stelmacher used that left knee. So when obviously WIA high school, you touch, you're on the ground, that's it, even though you're not being touched by anybody, by the defender. 3rd and long, about 12. 3 minutes remaining. 26-7 here at Ingalls Field. Campbellsport came in and dictated the game defensively. In pregame, I kind of talked about, I felt the difference of the game would be the Campbellsport defense. If the Ripon offense could move the ball and come away with some points against them, they might have a good chance. That defense is pretty good for Campbellsport, and he's got his man. What a catch. What an adjustment to the ball. And that was Stellmacher, the guy who just caught the pass before and touched the knee inadvertently to the ground. Just came around and just had a nice pitch and catch. You talk about a guy accelerating to catch that ball. That's exactly what he did, the junior. They go quickly here with 2.5 minutes remaining. Ripon trying to get their second touchdown on the evening on 1st and 7 at the 7-yard line, 1st and goal. And they're pushing and they're pushing. I think Ripon might have taken a little exception to Campbellsport's last touchdown, going wide on that. And I don't think they should, but now their sense of urgency, Ripon's no huddle. They're just going to go here off the left-hand side. Keeper, Jennings, play action pass, and he catches it. What a great catch by number 25, Brown, the defensive back, the guy that's really not involved much at all when it comes to offense. Certainly has made his presence known here in the closing minutes of tonight's game. Nice job. 26-13, Grant Schneider, the big foot. The Bear comes in, kicks off, kicks the extra points, plays middle linebacker, catches some balls out of the slot position too as a tight end. I've seen him go out to the slot this season, not just tight to the tackle. A walk in the park for that big leg. It's good. It's 26-14 with 2:02 remaining. So tonight's broadcast of Ripon Tiger football on the Ripon Channel 987 and 93.1 FM and AM 1600 WRPN, your hometown station. This game is being brought to you by Ace Hardware in Ripon and Wautoma, Alliance Laundry Systems, Cliffs Tire and Battery, Diederich Agency, Hillside Dental and Associates, Ripon Area School District, Silver Creek Dentistry and Orthodontics, Webster's Marketplace, and Hometown Broadcasting, your hometown station. I'm Marty Ernster, bringing you, along with all these other guys to my left with the cameras and the engineering, this game tonight here at Inglesfield in Ripon, where Ripon really got off to a slow start, was shut out in the first half due to the Campbellsport defense and then the self-inflicted wounds with multiple penalties, including about a 60 to 65-yard touchdown run by Cameron Hahn being called back. And that really was a game changer, literally, really a kick in the chest there of that penalty. And that was just symbolic of the mistakes they made in the first half. By the time they righted the ship, the clock became the opponent. So it's 26-14 with 2 minutes remaining. Schneider, who just made good on the point after, following the touchdown on a nice play-action pass from Jennings to Brown, will do the kicking, as he always does. He's got a big foot here. He can come close to the goal line. No, squib kick. Why not? Forced to fall on it, heads-up play instead of trying to pick it up and run with it. Smart play by number 35 for Campbellsport. That's good coaching, attention to detail, because, boy, you messed that up, and all of a sudden you're scratching your head. Ripon has the ball. You're saying, wait a minute, this game was supposed to be over. But instead, number 35 steps up, does the right thing. Davian O'Laughlin, a 5'9 junior, 170-pounder. So here we go. With exactly, that's right, it was 2:02. I said 2 minutes earlier, so that took 2 seconds on the kickoff. 26-14. So, what are they going to do here? You would think they would just do what they just did, and that's take a knee and let that just run out. They'll have to do it, I think, one other time. So the thing to keep in mind, Ripon will have some good players coming back next year. They're going to lose some good seniors, though, too, guys like Sam Yeomans and such. But Campbellsport really pretty much has their entire team coming back next year. I mean, this team is pretty much comprised of sophomores and juniors. And if I'm the Campbellsport coaching staff, I'm feeling really good about next year, especially in that tough flyway in football. So it's just a formality with a minute and change remaining. they'll just go ahead, blow the whistle. I think they take the delay of game. Is that what they're doing? Let's see. Or did they stop the clock for a timeout? Clock is still ticking. And just a lot of handshaking and mutual respect for one another, which is always a good thing in sportsmanship. In a collision sport like football. I want to thank our sponsors for allowing us to do what we do. We have fun doing it. And I'm not just talking about me and guys like Bruce Link and Howie Hansen and his son, Casey. I'm talking about all the guys. It's fun. Chris Jones, Cole Gregney. So, with that, the final score. Campbellsport 26, Ripon 14. Ripon will be back in action on Saturday afternoon at 12. St. Mary Springs comes in a week from tomorrow on May 1st. I and Bruce Link will be bringing you that game. Campbellsport goes to 3-2. Ripon goes to 2-3. We'll be back for more action a week from tomorrow on May 1st. You are listening to what we got live streaming Ripon Channel 987 and 93.1 and 1600 AM. I'm Marty Ernster going solo tonight. I hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Take care. Have a great weekend, everybody. Good night.